It was rough, like most fighters. Come up, poor family. Dad died when I was young. Yeah, so I mean, it made me very angry, and that's kind of what got me into fighting. I seen UFC 2 and seen Pat Smith when he elbowed that guy up, and that made me want to fight. So, my name's Dennis Davis. I had an MMA record of 23-10, and I am the current head coach of Extreme Couture. I started training, I believe, in '94 at a Kung Fu gym, and then I found out after a little bit that wasn't the right stuff, and then I started like real training about '99, and then I had my first pro fight, I think, in 2000.
Were you nervous for that fight?
No, I was not nervous. Like at that time, I mean, I just wanted to fight, and I had the mindset like I was the best fighter in the world, and like I wasn't afraid of nothing. I mean, being just a kid, I wasn't scared of nothing at that time, and yeah. So I.
Are you a different person now than you were when you were a fighter?
Oh yeah, 100%. When I was young, I was very angry, and just from like childhood, and I didn't have much cares of the world, and I was very mean. And now I'm just super chill and relaxed, and it takes a lot to get me mad. Good Team Quest story is once Matt Lindland and Scott Smith in the gym kind of were going at it, and then Matt Lindland ended up putting him in a corner and like stomped him out, and then Robert Follis had to come over and like pull him off, and yeah, it was just very very different back in those days. I also remember one time Dan Henderson putting Matt Lindland down with a big overhand, and then Lindland getting up being all mad because Dan didn't jump on him and try to like finish him off. Yeah, I was in the gym, but that was just our mindset back then of like being real fighters and wanting guys to like make it as realistic as possible. Rico Rodriguez came to Team Quest and was asking me to move to Vegas and open a gym with him. So I moved down to Vegas and was going to open a gym with Rico Rodriguez. He ended up like moving. I opened up my own gym for a little while, and then Randy ended up moving down here, and I came over to Extreme ever since. Yeah, it's a cool thing, thinking about it. I mean, the experience was pretty crazy altogether. I was probably like 154 pounds, soaking wet, didn't even cut weight for the fight, and then he showed up overweight, so we actually fought at welterweight, and then my corner didn't show up on top of it. So it was just a mess, and then I ended up fighting the best guy I ever fought under the like worst circumstance. But looking back, it's cool to see like, well, I shared the cage with a guy that went on and had a lot of success. So pretty cool thing.
Robert Follis, what does that mean to you?
To me, it means like family, right? Mentor. I mean, he was a guy that pretty much, when I was a lost kid who had lost my dad and stuff like that, who kind of brought me in and kind of came that figure. So that's what his name means to me.
What kind of impact did he have on your career, like once you came to Vegas and stuff?
He had a huge impact. So I was with him at Original Straight Blast Gym, and then him and Randy and Henderson and those guys ended up opening Team Quest. So I followed him over to Team Quest, and then that's when my career was being fantastic. I was dominating guys when I was with him, and then when I had moved to Vegas and was kind of doing my own thing, that's where my career kind of had my up and downs, and then he came to Vegas and became a part of us, but I was done fighting at that time, so that didn't really help me as far as a fighter at that time. Our team was really big at first, and then, like a lot of teams, people leave, and we started going on a down thing, and then when I kind of took over and Nick Sick started coming up, and then we got Follis here, like it kind of brought the team coming right back up, and then to have Misha go win a title, that showed like, hey, like we are a top team to contend with. Mm-hmm. I knew I was done fighting about 4 or 5 fights before I retired. I was trying to get in the UFC. That was my whole goal, and then after realizing like that dream probably wasn't going to happen, because I tried out for the Ultimate Fighter a couple times. They had me as an alternate, and it didn't happen. And then just that fire, that my meanness kind of went away, of like that killer instinct. But then at the time I was like, well, I don't know what I'm going to do to make money, and I wasn't making much money, but I had no other option. And then I, got asked to have a couple more fights, and so I took a couple more, but probably 4 fights before I retired, I knew I was done fighting, and that's where I lost my last fights, right? Because I'd get in spots, and it was easy to cover up and be like, oh, okay, well, I still got paid. And that's when I was like, what am I doing, Why am I letting guys that I think I could probably beat me? And so I just called it quits at that time.